Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at. This is another video and an update, as well as kind of get you guys up to speed that Bitcoin is dumping. And those of you that actually are in long trades, you guys need to really consider the situation and what is possible of outcome. Now, as we can see on a 4-hour chart, Bitcoin has came down to 47,000 right now, trying to break through 40,000. But what actually caused this dump? Bitcoin broke through 48,000, got all the way up to 48.3. I do apologize about this noise in the back. The auto vacuum actually doing its morning cycle around the house. So, uh, back to whatever. So the Bitcoin came up to 48,300, touched it, couldn't hold the ground, and it started slipping down. Typically, we do see those kind of things happening sometimes, especially when we had a sudden burst volume and then no volume right after that behind it. So another volume right behind it, somebody came in and started selling. As we see both candles on a 15-minute, as well as I can even bring in 1 minute chart, they are all solid candles, which means the what's going on here is institution actually came in, triggered a buy, afterwards started triggering a sell, which caused all this panic. Now the only question is, will this gonna start a dominoes effect of a drop, or do we going to just have to see this temporary drop? Because institutions usually trigger something similar to this. What we see right now is to get a dominoes effect of retail investors to start dumping. But the question is, are the retail smart not to take the bait, or retail invest and then instead take advantage of the low prices to and go back up, or institutions or the retail investor, which is us, will actually panic and say, oh, we're going down again, and start selling and doing exactly what the re- uh, what institutions want us to do. So let's see the outcome. I do understand. So now you guys that are in positions, and you guys need to make those decisions quick. But I would actually wait and see will we get below 4,600 before making any radical decisions, especially getting into a trade or something like that. Um, as I said yesterday, the higher we got with the Bitcoin, and if we cross the 50,000, that's when it would be a good time to get in. I know some of you have no patience and had some extra money laying around, and you wanted to take that extra risk. Now, I cannot help you, because now we get cut stuck in a position where will it go? What will happen? Because we just came back, crossed the 4,800, and came back right back. Right now we're sitting slightly above 47,000, and there's a possibility we might actually break the 47,000 and go below it, or try to get back into the 48,000 area again with the next couple hours. So patience, 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 and one more time, patience. See, even though this phrase I do not support a lot, but sometime in this kind of situations, I'll remind you guys, not taking a trade is the same thing as taking a trade because see, when you do take a trade, you have a power of gaining or losing. When you're not taking a trade, you're securing your money from a loss. But also keep in mind, sitting on the sidelines and never taking a trade, that means you'll never have a gain as well. So that's why you have to be smart and make smart decisions and take good quality trades, not bad quality trades, and most of all, never chase the earnings. Never chase the candles. When candles start climbing up, you're late to the party. Let it go. Don't get into it. And as we're watching here, the 1 minute chart, see the pump that we had that broke through 48? Immediately the bears swallowed it with the coming down. Now let's see, will we continue growing the volume of the bears, or we'll actually start going sideways, or bulls will try to take over again? That's the question. Um, it's hard to say right now until there's something becomes more obvious. Man, I still won't need to sleep, and I also have a 10 o'clock meeting in the neighbor's town that I have to speak at. So I'll sit, but I'll be honest, I'm not gonna sit with you guys too long to see the outcome. Now, if you guys are watching this video after we were live, from this point, jump to the end. Before I'll end, I'll try not to forget and recap of anything that might happen between now and the end of this video. Which also again, by turning your charts on, you might be able to see just about the same thing that I'll be recapping. But one question I still have for all of you guys, and I have not got a good quality response, not from one person yet. Why are you guys trading with very high trading fees when there's ways to trade with dirt cheap fees? I have not got an answer yet why people love to pay top dollar for the same service that they can get a bottom dollar. And the beauty part is about it all, the platform that you're using and paying higher fees, they're going behind your back and filling in your orders on those cheap platforms and paying tiny fees and putting the spread into their pocket. And some of these platforms actually opened an account with those cheap platforms on your behalf and never disclose that information to you. So now you do have an account that you do not even know about on those cheap platforms. Yes. And number one platform that actually offers this kind of service to all to those expensive platforms is Binance and Binance.com. Yes, even for the American companies that have registered in America and right now considered to be legal in America for Americans to trade on, they're not. They don't have a contract with the Binance.us. They have a contract with Binance.com. That's right. They're taking advantage of you and taking advantage of your fees, and you guys are thinking that you guys are safe when it comes down to what if they try to run with their money. If they try to run with your money, they'll go overseas and file Chapter 7. You still won't get your money. It's not like they're insured and FDC or FCC insured or something like that. When the ones you see on the bank doors, yeah, all it means that let's say you have $10,000 at the bank and your money are insured through the FCC or whatever. I don't remember the letters are. All that means is that if bank goes out of business or whatever the situation, the bank will not be able to give your money back. Insurance has between 30 to 50 years time to pay you back. That means they will not pay you back right away. So now, let's say they will pay you back in 30 years those $10,000 for you. But when you look at the inflation in 30 years, what exactly they going to pay you? $10,000, or they going to pay you $100 when you calculate that inflation in? So, is that insurance even worth it? Yeah, keep it in mind. That that insurance means nothing. So, as I'm watching and looking at this outcome, we seems like started slowing down here. Are we going to continue down? There's still possibility we might continue down, but there's also possibility. See, this area right here has not been traded. So market makers looked at this and said, let's look at that. See, we have areas have been traded all the way. All this area right here has been traded. We do have a little area down there has not been. Let's look at the go big screen so we can see. See, if we look, all of these areas have been traded. Some are heavily. See, no matter where. See, even this area right here that looks like not been traded right here. This area, look, has been traded. There's a little less trading here at the top, but pretty much all the rest of the area have been traded. See, market makers know if we break through 50,000, then that means they have not taken advantage of some areas. And exactly this is the situation that we're having here. This area right here has not been traded recently. From about right here all the way up to right here. So they said, no way, you guys are not going up to 50,000. You are coming back and you will trade this area. Only then we'll let you go further up. So if you guys think that this is just a normal move, normal bounce back, and most likely that we are continuing going down, hey, maybe you're right. But that's not what I see. I see market makers going to try to continue bring us down. They'll bring us probably most likely down to about the 46,600, and we'll start working our way up, maybe building a pennant flag up or something like that. But it looks like we are not dumping yet until we're not dumping or going up yet until we trade this area. That's at least what it looks like for now. There is a possibility of us dumping, but I think the market makers are just trying to fill in the blank spots because if you look at the pattern of going down, this cannot be ahead. We're looking at 15 minutes. Let's look at the let's look at that creation. Huge shoulder, tiny head with a bump on the top. No, no, no. Even though we did came up to the 48,000, to finish off this, I believe you guys call it, we gotta call it a tail. So so we did what because one thing I discovered also is watching patterns. Very rarely, when we have a tail, we do not come in. We do not eventually come up or come down and finish off the tail. And I'll actually show you guys on a 4-hour chart on Bitcoin as well here in a minute. So we came up, which we fulfilled. We completed the scandal. We gave the money that the market makers wanted it, and they drained the first amount of money that they actually lost by letting us go that far. Um, these wigs happening when the market makers are not paying attention and allowing us go places that they do not want us to go. So that's that's what this happens right there. Then what they do is saying, okay, our fault, we allowed it. Now we need to trade all that area and recover any lost money that they lost with this shut up and shut down. Because remember, when this went up, they had to put huge amount of sell orders to bring us down, and that means that's the money that they left on the table. Now they needed to recover those money. That means they needed to push us up so they can actually then buy back those orders that they took shorts on. So that's why a lot of times when you see these tails, remember most of the time, actually within a year, all the time you will come back to the area, but 90% of the time, even a little bit higher than I'm saying, you will come back within the first 30 days and finish off that area. And so we just finished off. Right now, for them to push us up there, they again had to throw some money on the table. So right now they pulled us back, and right now we're going to give the money back to them that they actually lost, or the money that they had to put on the table. We'll have to work our way, work hard, like right there. All this, playing this ups and downs and staying and going sideways. That's the way market makers make their money back. So, the way I see it, we will be working this area back before they either let us go further up or they force us down. But I just do not see huge shoulder, or if you consider even this a huge shoulder. What is this? Zit? Uh, instead of a head. I don't see this to be anything. So I'm not sure. Is this part of this head? Or all this is a big giant head? I don't know. For one point, it double topped, which is normal for a down movement, but at the same time, there's just no structure. There is no normal structure here. That's where it just becomes doubtable. With this, that we would be possibly going down. And again, look at that. We are pushing down, and now the retail traders are pushing down because it's not solid. Let's go back to 1 minute. But on the 1 minute, there is a mix of market makers that are actually pushing this. So, and we are seeing increased volume as well. So market makers might actually want us to, but then this has becomes non-standard. That means we will, if they leave this area untraded, that means they will bring us back most likely within 30 days, if not within a year, because that's that's orders that they need to fulfill on for themselves, and they cannot leave those orders on the table for too long. You know what I mean? Too long. They cannot leave those orders longer than a year on the table. They have to come back and fill them. So we'll see. Right now, it's a situation where if you're not in a trade, it's the best thing to be, and wait until something become more obvious. If you are in the trade, then whatever direction you are trading, pray that it actually goes in your favor. Because right now it's a 50-50, or it's a 0-0, as I sometimes like to call it, because only God knows at this point where this thing. Honestly, I personally believe it will be we'll be trading this area, but at the same time, that's a 50 chance we'll be trading this area. Another 50 chance we'll be going down, further down, because also, if you guys remember when we hit the bottom at 29,000, this is how we started recovering from 29 going up. See, with that, when we hit the bottom, and let's go back to the 50-minute chart and full screen, and I'll show you guys kind of the opposite of possible the opposite of what here. See, when we hit the bottom of the 29,000, we came down. We traded sideways. We came up and we never trade, and they allowed us to leave this area untraded right here. And this area, we had a little, trade, but that's nothing compared to. So this area right here is untraded, which means they have no choice but to pull us back into this area within a year and force us to trade this area. Now, when we look here, we have the same situation. This area right here. This area right here is not considered as traded area, which means money left on the table by market makers to come back and actually fill this area. So we have two areas. So yes, it is possible they will allow this to happen, and we might continue dropping there. But if you guys look at everything else, most everything else was heavily traded as we were coming down. Beside this, so now if you look at that small thing here, we might end up having that small thing, what we have there as well. So this area right here is not traded as well. That's also money left on the table. So beside this spot right here, a small spot right here, looks like everything else has been traded. So we'll see. But I'll tell you guys one thing for sure. Tom is right. We will be coming down within a year from the period of time that we were at 29,000. So we will be coming back to at least to 29,000 because they left that area untraded. So if we continue going up and we break 50,000, we continue going up and we go to 200 plus, we will be coming back. I personally believe if we go up and we reach 260,000, that's going to be the top, and then we will come down at least to 29,000. I personally believe probably at that point we'll come down to 8,000, and that can happen anytime between 2 weeks from now and end of the year, somewhere in that time frame. But next couple hours will show are we going to be trading this area, because if we will be filling in this area, that means they're most likely pulling us. Will continue up. That will start increasing the chance of us going up. If they, if we continue slowly slipping down, that means we most likely will not fill this area in. See, but the rest of this area is filled in. We just went back and looked at the 29,000 area, we had two sections of not filled in. So, for order for us to come down, we might have to come up to 49,000, almost to 50,000, and then come down if we are going to come down. But if we fill this area in with trades going sideways, then then again that shows that we are going further up, and we're probably going to break 50,000. So those are possible outcomes. Like I said, have some patience. This is not a time right now to get into a trade unless you can afford a loss. And if you can afford a loss, you ask yourself, you ask the inner you, the gut feelings part of you, which gut feeling telling you we're going to go? Because right now we have kind of like a 50-50 situation. Continuation to the bottom, return back to 48,000. Those are two possible outcomes. And the third possible outcome is market makers brought us in here so we would fill in this trade. Now, if that's happening, then we're definitely going up. This way, if you got yourself into a trade in this lower part of this area going up, I'm taking along. then we will trade this area and eventually we will go up. So the 50-50 situation kind of has a little bit more kind of positive outcome going up for those of you that can afford a trade, afford a loss in case it doesn't go in your favor. Now, if you take a long trade from here and we are working this area and continue up, you're in positive. Now, if you take the trade in this area and we continue going down, I wouldn't stay in the trade long past for 46 100. At that point, I would get out. So you have a small risk. You have fairly a small risk over here if you continue going down. So it's not like you're risking a huge amount of money, other than, of course, the fees, which I still have not got an answer why people trade on platforms with high fees. If somebody has an answer, I would love to hear that answer. Hey, Wave, how's it going? I do not understand what you mean by rip, other than, yeah, we really got ripped off. Especially those that were in the long. Because look at that, almost everything turned red. I know Dent was at 30%. He already lost 10%. A lot of these were at 10, 15%, and right now they're around zero or in the red. So yeah, some of you that were so hard working trying to get your portfolio up, and if you slept through it, now your portfolio is at zero at the most probably, because Bitcoin with this dump decided to take all your earnings. Hey Anthony, um, there's four of you, so I probably can trust you guys here. Um, I recommend Binance.com, no matter where you live. Now you have to figure out how to get on Binance.com so you don't lose your account and don't lose the funds. If you go to a what is it, playlist on my account and find a playlist called let me actually go training by Slavic D or something like that. It ends with Slavic D. There is four videos: video one, video two, video three, and video four. Watch those videos before you start anything to register with the Binance.com and follow those steps. That will allow you to, no matter where you're at, to get onto Binance.com. Now, Binance has a couple different options to trade. If you are a investor, that means you want to trade spot, which the fees are about $16 round trip on a $10,000 purchase. If you're not an investor, and also in that playlist, you can watch a video starts with a 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, as well as also watch that 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. Watch those videos. They will kind of give you an understanding the difference between an investor and a trader. Now, if you are a trader, what's the difference? Are you buying coins and then selling coins, or you're trading contracts? I personally trade contracts because the fees are even cut in half again. So right now, so in futures, which is futures are contract in Binance.com, that gives you on a $10,000 round trip $8 in fees, which is at that point it becomes dirt cheap. And maybe there's something cheaper out there, but right now with the $8 on $10,000 round trip for me, I can I can go in and go out as long as I break even. And to break even, I literally need barely any move. All I need to do is just make $8 to break even. So that's where reason why I trade on contracts compared to trading a spot, and instead of using some of these platforms, which again, it's an app. Most of these platforms like Voyager, um, Uphold, they do not even have a normal trading website. They do not have a normal desktop platform to trade on. They Some people call it gone by night, or I don't know what's the correct phrase that they use. Is where they're here today, tomorrow they all they have to do just remove the app from the Apple and an Android platform, and they're gone. They don't even have to file bankruptcy or anything else because they kind of like registered. They carry all the licenses that necessary needed in the United States, but at the same time, if you dig deep, do they really? Not all of them. I know Voyager doesn't. Even they say they do. I already ran the background on them, and other than being registered with the Secretary of State, in one of the states, that's about as far as they have. They're not registered with what is that called? Securities, something department that actually responds for money. They're not registered with them. Okay, we are about what 37 minutes in since the drop, and probably would have been more than 37 minutes since the drop. And so it's like we started stabilizing and starting to trade sideways. Possibility of us continuing down, diminishing to less than 5%. So it turns out to be I've becoming more right on this, that they brought us down. So we trade from bottom up. That's what it looks to me. So we will. So right now it looks like it's a 90%. There is still 10% possibility we might, uh, after about an 45 to an hour cool off time, we might they might take us again with another solid candle. But right now it looks 90% chance they will force us to trade this area. So either we'll be trading from, looks like most of what it looks like we could be trading from bottom up, and this going to become this kind of pennant flag. Let me move it to the left and kind of draw it out for you guys. So this is what most likely will look. And some people like to call it this way. I probably would say more looks going to be like this. So it's going to be a pin flag that's going to look something like this. So we're going to come down, and we're going to do something like this. Maybe, higher. It all depends how they will want us to trade this area. The question, how long they'll want us to trade this area as well. And then when we get here, because this is a upward flag, most likely then we'll break out to the top. Not most likely what it looks like. Um, there's still a small possibility that we have not finished off the cool off period, and they'll break us down. But right now, this is becoming less likely, and it's only 10. Right now, it's about 10%. That's what it looks like for this to happen. This right here, what I just draw, this area right here, it can, the trade can be very different, but we will be trading in this kind of a looking triangle. Depends how long. That's right now 90% chance. So 90% this outcome, 10% this outcome. That's how I see this. I don't see this. We will be going up unless we trade this area. Thanks for those really great tips. I will be searching for the playlist that you talked about earlier. Yes, Anthony. Yeah, look for the. Here, I'll actually bring it up so you can see here. So you're gonna go to my channel, playlist. I need to turn this off. Multiple public, and move this to the bottom. So here's the. So it's a second playlist from the left in the second row, and I'll probably move those rows around. So that's Trading Courses by SlavicD. Uh, when you click on it here, the videos I've been talking about are video 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are how to get yourself on Binance. Again, be wise, be smart. When I say a word client in video 4, can you be the client? So not completely answering, but I do give you a hint, and I hope you catch the hint. Do you think 15K BT is still possible? Uh, I do not know how to pronounce your NSK. NISK. It's not 15K. I believe 8K is possible, but do I believe that 8K is possible in the next 4 weeks? Um, at this point, I believe it's about only 40% chance, but 8K is possible within the next 4, 5 months, maybe soon. Honestly, between September and New Year's is, I think, when 8K will become reality. But it's becoming less likely we will see that in the next 2 weeks. So I hope that answers the question. For sure, 8,000 is a reality. It's just not. Doesn't look like it's happening in 2 weeks. I hope that I tried my best to clear that up. Now, can it actually happen in 2 weeks? All they have to do with this cooldown period is push us further down, and and as long as they push us to this area, and then people start panicking and get us below 44,000. I think at that point 15K becomes reality within 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so. But let's see, will they go past 46.4 or not? Because I don't see a reason why they should go below 46.4 and and still force us to trade this area, because we are traded anything below 46.4. Pretty much the area that they would want us to trade is anything above 46.4. Now, another playlist for those of you guys that are new and have not heard my videos in the past. There's, if you guys want to know who is your enemy, and here's an example I'll bring to you guys. Every single one of you is a single soldier, completely independent, out on the field, and most of you have no clue who is your enemy. You think you're trading against another trader out there. That is not true. Your enemy is a market maker. And who is the market maker? Most of you have no clue, and you have no clue what kind of tactics they're using. That's one. Two, most of you don't have the necessary skills, which means you're giving your money away. You're listening to someone like me, to someone like Tom, to someone like other YouTubers out there, and you're taking their word, and most of you are trading based on their word. So what I would recommend is I would recommend you guys getting some tools under your belt, getting some shields. Get a shield, get a sword, learn to be an archer, get yourself to a position where you actually can have a chance against that monster. Because remember, market makers are a huge army of monsters, and you're trying to go against them in the world of trading. I know every single one of you can have a very high success in trading, but you need to have some of that skill. You need to learn to be successful. It doesn't just come in nature. You need to learn. You need to learn to control yourself. You need to learn to put together rules and follow through those rules. You need to learn to put together a plan of action for every single trade that you enter. You need to plan out a trade before you enter that trade. So you're not chasing the trade comes to you. So if you guys want to have a chance in this trading world and not depend on someone on YouTube, but use them as a second confirmation, watch these three playlists. The first playlist, watch Trading Course by Slavic D. Second course, Trading Course Miscellaneous. Here I put together a miscellaneous video, small video clips, usually around 10 minutes or so, are kind of showing you various different kind of ways that might actually, that you need to see on the market. You might want to understand a little bit the chart. What is what? When is a good time to get in? When is a good time to get out? They're not the best, but they're kind of close that I can stand behind on them. That's why I didn't take the whole world of YouTube and put on the channel. I just only picked a few. And then the third playlist, which is about 20 hours or so long, is actually Trading Course by TR. Um, I always forget the name of the channel. But this guy reveals and will show you. And if you are smart enough, you will realize and you will see what he's showing you. And you will start understanding who really you're going against. And he will also start showing you where is your chances are succeeding and ignoring those monsters. Because those monsters out there is to scare the hell out of you. They're not out there to fight you. They're out there to scare the hell out of you. So you leave the money on the table and you go broke and you end up putting more money into your trading platform instead of taking the money out of platform and living a beautiful life. So these three playlists, if you want to be successful, if you want to create any chance at success and not depend on somebody, these are three channels. These are three playlists you must go through. Now, I am still going to continue adding more stuff to Trading Course Miscellaneous as I come across on some of the stuff on YouTube. Now, Trading Course by Slavic D, this course is not complete. The only thing that is complete in this course, besides one video, which is how to where to buy bullion gold and silver uh, for the investors. The course for the swing traders and day traders. I have a one video down there that kind of have a compressed version of it. But that compressed version will I'll actually expand on it and create full courses, and those courses going to be starting with 3 point something and 4 point something. So three stands for which type of a courses, or it's a investor's course or trading course, and then a point, and then a second number stands which video. That's video 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. So that's how that playlist is going to. So that playlist will grow. Somebody asked me yesterday, "Are you going to be charging money when this course is complete?" And my answer is very simple: is what's on YouTube? It's available for free for every single one of you. But there's some of you that rather pay for something instead of just watching it for free. I'll take the same courses and I'll put together a class that you guys will have to buy, and I'll also have a link to that. So you guys will have an option: watch it for free or pay for it and watch the same thing. Now, I do not charge for nothing. Everything is based on you want to donate, you're welcome to donate. But there's one thing that I do charge. If I have to do something outside of norm, let's say we start talking with you on the phone and you say, "Hey, I need this, and that," and I say, "Hey, do you mind if I create this and make it available to everybody else?" And you can say, "Yeah, I mind. I want this only to be done for me." Because right now it's only unique to you. It's not, and it's not going to be available to everybody, or we have to spend one on one a lot of time with you on the phone or something like that. Only then we will sit down and work out the price. So if you could call me up and say, "Hey, Slavic, I want to talk," I am not going to charge you, at least for that first phone call, until we have a clear understanding that I need special one-on-one with you or something special that is just not known for everybody else. I'm trying to make this channel available where I benefit you guys, and then you guys in return send me something when you feel the time is right. I'm not begging uh, for you guys to send me anything. It's just when you feel that you owe something to me, hey, cover that feeling of owing so you don't feel that you owe me something. But not right now. When you do make money, that's it. That's all I ask. So I want to share. See, I want to share my wisdom and my knowledge that I developed over years. And here's one thing: this knowledge came through a hard knocks and a gift that I have of receiving something outside of me. And that is what I want to share with you guys. So you guys have an equal chance as I do. And wow, you guys are definitely a big crowd. I don't think I ever had 8 people in a live stream before. Those of you that just recently come in, go back almost to the beginning of the video. You can even do right now. Just go to the playlist. You pretty much see in your play bar here, and what you do is you want to grab that at that bar, that position we are at on the playlist, and just drag all the way to the left. Yes, you're no longer going to be live with me, but you'll be able to rewatch all that live without restarting the video after we finish. But for the last at least 10 minutes, I left some very, very, I personally believe, good nuggets, and it's worth actually going back and listening to. Let's go back and see. Oh, geez. Looks like the 10% becoming a bigger reality than the 90% chance. Now, them bringing us down to this place right now, it's not even them bringing us down, because these are not solid candles. That means people are losing faith in Bitcoin. They're selling out. Those are people like you and I are selling out, and When this happens, there's two outcome. One outcome, market makers will pull us back in to trade this area, or two, they'll just let us continue down. Because I said this area already has been traded, so there is nothing they're interested. They're not, they're just not interested in us trading this. Come on, that's alarm. Oh, there it is. That's the reason why I'm not able to grab the alarm. Yeah, so market makers not interested in us being in this area they're take unless they're allowing us to dump. Again, as I mentioned, uh, if we continue down, we there's a good possibility we will see 29,000. I'm not saying 15,000. I'm saying 29,000 on both coin within the next 2 weeks. Does that mean we'll see the 15,000 after 29? Yes, it becomes very highly likely we will see 15,000, at least 20,000 within 3 weeks. So, but right now we are here, and the 29 or the 20,000 somewhere down here. So right now, we need to first discover what will market makers get involved and pull us back, or they'll just let us continue slipping. Wow, crowd of 9 people. I love you guys. Hey, I'll ask you guys, all of you guys, a favor, and I hope you guys will help me out here. Can you guys go down to the video and click and like the video for me? And if you are new to the channel, can you subscribe? I appreciate every single one of you, but I would appreciate a lot more if you guys can help me out and like this video. So, thank you. And I'll try my best to continue sharing with you guys the knowledge and wisdom I have and the gift that I have, and try to direct you guys in the right direction. My goal is for not to have you guys depend on me. My goal is to get you guys where you guys become independent. Can that happen in 30 days? Unless you're gifted, probably not. But if you stick around for about 6 months to a year, some of you will become better than I am. I know for sure. Hey, Dominic, appreciate it and welcome. Anthony, I appreciate it and welcome. I think we're gonna have a very interesting journey ahead of us, and I'm not asking you to watch every single video, but watch what you can. And here in the near future, I'll try to figure out how to mark the most important videos for you guys to watch. But the three playlists that I talked about, those are the step number one towards road of success. I spoke with somebody yesterday. It was a long conversation, and I'm not sure I want to do those kind of long conversations in the future because I value my time and I value your guys' time. But he was in a trade, and I told him, hey, unless you afford to lose those money that you're in a trade, and he was actually in quite a risky trade. I said, sell it. It's gonna take you about a weekend to watch through my first my videos playlist of the Slavic D. At least watch through those. Let's get back on the phone. Let's talk again, and then I'll give you the next step. Which the next step would be watching those other two playlists. After you complete those three playlists, now you will have a better understanding what you're doing, who's the monsters, how to ignore them, how to get a better chance at the survivor, and then we can continue and you can get back in the trade. Of course, if there is a special trade you guys won't want to get that you guys need to get into before you guys completing the course, I will definitely will let you guys know in a video. And because of those special situations, like I spoke with him, right now I'm gonna try to figure out how I can mark those special videos. And if you guys have any ideas and recommendations, I really appreciate it. Share with me, and I'll take it into consideration. But I want to mark those videos that needs to be watched, cannot be skipped. In addition to the playlist, 3 playlists that I mentioned. So this way, those of you guys that are really busy won't have to go through everything. But this video that we just like today had some valuable information. Again, I don't plan to share those things with you guys before I start the video. It just comes out as it goes. See, I have a problem. I know too much. And when I and because I know too much, I think all of you guys know too much. So that's why it comes out in bursts in a video. Because because when I'm speaking, I'm like, what if there's a possibility they don't know about it? So I start talking about that as if there's a possibility you guys don't know, even though in reality most of you probably don't know. But that's the problem. Those that know too much or think they know too much, whichever way you guys want to look at it, that's the problem we have. We do not realize that the others don't know that. So really appreciate it if you guys can try. Some of you guys can figure out a way how to extract that information out of me. That would make my life a lot easier as well. And I love every single one of you. It's just not you guys. I love every single person on this planet, and I would love every good person. There is some bad people I don't love them, and I'll try to help and share as much as I can. Dominic, um, I'll say this once, and some of you might not believe in IQ, but I'll tell you guys, my IQ is higher than average, and that's where the problem starts. When your IQ is higher than average, you believe that everybody else's IQ is the same, and same as yours, and that's where the you start realizing, oh, they should know. They shouldn't be stupider than I am. They should know. Dominic Vigil same LOL. But we gonna work over there. Okay, the Varish. Hope I pronounced that right. Hopefully, in the next day or two. Here, let's put it this way: if we break 50,000 and we hold above 50,000, because we can break 50,000 like we just broke 48 and immediately came down. But if we break 50,000 and we hold 50,000, the next place that we can bounce back from and go down will be 65,000. If we break through 65,000, the next area that we'll go to is around 120, 130,000. If we don't bounce from there and break that, the next area that we'll go to is between 200 and 260,000. In that area, we will break. We'll bounce for sure. I don't believe we'll be able to break past 260,000, and then from there we will be coming down below 120,000, below 20,000. But that's going to be a huge fall. So I'd rather have a fall right now. We fall under 20,000, then we will have to fall from 200,000. So hope that answered your question, accurate. Now, if we continue going down right now, then we will come down below 20,000, which my personal opinion can get as low as 8,000. And then from there, we will bounce back, and then we'll go back to the numbers I said. We'll break through 50, because 50 is a big number. We'll break through 50. We'll break through, at that point, through 65. We'll break through 120. And then when we get to 260, hopefully we'll break through that at that point. But the only way for us to break through 60 is we have to come down below 20,000. Now, if you are an investor and not a trader, go back about 15 minutes back on this video and watch the section where I was showing the playlist to watch. Definitely in your situation, watch the Slavic D playlist. And you want to watch the videos with the 01, 02, and also videos with the 21, 22, 23, whatever, those numbers. Because there, I explain exactly in the 01, 02, I'm kind of introducing the playlist and also how the system will be breaking down and a little bit explaining the difference between trader and an investor. In 21, 22, 23, that video is specifically designed for investors. And there I answered questions: how to invest, what to invest, and what you should be doing, how regular you should be investing, and should you be waiting for that below 20,000 situation. But until then, until you watch those videos, I'm not sure are we on the same page. So that's kind of I want those of you guys that continue watching. I would really appreciate if you guys watched that playlist. So moving forward, at least you guys understand what I'm talking about, and there's a less of a communication issue. So thank you for coming on, watching the video. Definitely don't forget to subscribe if you're this your first time. Don't forget to like the video, and let's see. I'm already streaming an hour. I guess I'm not gonna be getting to sleep today before I have to go to the meeting for this, because I have to speak today at the meeting. It's about the meeting is about what's happening in the country and how we need to prepare for the next 6 months, because the next 6 months are gonna become really bad, guys. There's a video that you guys can look back in the uploads. The one that has fire, I believe that's the video is talking slightly. I'm touching the topic of all market crashing and how bad it can get. Um, but I'm talking in a small town, and pretty much my understanding, the mayor's going to be there, the sheriff's going to be there. So the topics primarily is what is possibly that's coming and how we can address uh, the danger of people coming, crime moving from the city. When the crime gets really bad in cities, the crimes will start moving into rural areas, which is a small town, which considered as a rural area, and how we can, as neighbors, how we can try to protect those towns from those crimes moving in. So that's primarily the topic I'll be speaking on, and then probably after that I'll be probably be having more discussions outside of the meeting. So yeah, I'm kind of working on all areas at the same time. I hope my town that I live in would would be even interested in listening what I have to say. But as I've been kind of speaking to people, the neighbor's town got interested. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll have to move to the neighbor town for this crisis. Um, Not sure if there's a point sitting here and waiting unless you guys want to extract something else out of me, some of the more wisdom and knowledge. But at this point, either we either we get back to 46,400 and trade this area and then most likely break to the top, or we continue slowly sliding out because we kind of looks like finish cool off area. We slightly dropped again, a solid candle. When you guys gonna watch the third playlist that I mentioned today, you guys will start understanding the difference between solid candles and the candles with the gray area inside of them. So the solid candles means that we had market makers influence that move. The candles with the that are not solid, let's put it this way, those are the candles where we as retail traders, that's you and me, where we made those moves. So as you guys can see, market makers influence this again on a 15-minute chart, which now is becoming an indication. They're trying for one of two things. They push us down so we can push it back because they're trying to recover something, a trade that they're looking for to recover, or two, they're pushing us down to trigger us to start the downtrend. There's also a psychological side to this. And here's the psychological side. They might trying to prevent us breaking through the 50,000 today or tomorrow because this is a weekend. And if you guys looked in the last couple weekends, most moves up or down happen through the weekend. So this could be a scare tactic, I believe that's the way it's pronounced, where they're trying to scare us with its move down so we don't break the 50,000 through the weekend. So that's probably the most outcome of this, and that's why they're kind of pushing us down and hopefully hoping that they're we'll trade here and won't try going above 50,000 over this weekend. So that's another possibility right there. Okay. How to get those candles? What you're going to do? First, you need to have a trading view. I recommend using the paid version, and you can get a link. I'm not sure if I'm getting a credit or not if you use the link in my descriptions. If you don't find the description in this video, look back 2-3 days. You'll find it in one of the videos. A link for trading if you don't have one. Now, why I recommend a paid one? Because a paid one allows you to have alarms. The free one does not give you alarms and also has some other limitations. So when you get a trading view and you register and you get the trading view, what you're going to do, you're going to go to um, where is it? Let me go back to. Oh, nothing changed. Okay, no, that's compare symbols. Where is the? Nope. Okay, I'm not seeing now something. There should be a function, where you can buy, when you can get various different charts and stuff, graphs, but it just disappeared. It used to be right. Oh, is it? No, that's not it. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. Let me. Hey, Anthony, appreciate it. You're always welcome. And Okay, so right there. So you click on the FX, the indicator and strategies, and then here you will type in a trading reality. So let's just. Didn't I spell it incorrectly? Traders. Okay, TRAD. I guess I'm spelling it wrong. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna type in Traders Reality, and you're gonna look for the one that has 388. The numbers can slightly change. In Infernix is the author. So you're going to click on that, and that's going to add this to your chart uh, right there, the Trader's Reality. When you do that, it's going to mass up your chart, and your candle's going to become really small. So then what you're going to do is you're going to click on the gear, and you're going to turn off certain futures so you can actually have a normal chart. Otherwise, you'll need to use a microscope to read your candles. So what you're gonna go to first to the style, and you're gonna turn off 200 EMA. You're gonna turn off 800 EMA. You're going to also turn off. Hold on. Last day high, last day low, last week high, last week low. Now, if you want any of these on, you can leave it on, but then you will have to deal with the size of the chart. Then you're gonna turn off daily open, turn off labels, and turn off lines. When you turn these settings off, you'll get the chart kind of about what I have at this point. And then, of course, you can, turn off anything else. And I'm just going to slide through it that might be turned on that you don't need. I have not played with the input information as much, but I definitely played with the style because it becomes a lot more easier. Chart becomes a lot more easier and controllable. Robert, changed my mind. BTC has no value. Okay, I never recommend trading Bitcoin because it doesn't provide you as much profit. But because all coins respond to Bitcoin, I always watch Bitcoin chart, and then based on what Bitcoin does, then I pick other coins which I trade. So the only time I trade Bitcoin is if I'm having a lot of other coins that I'm trading and I want to compare bit other coins to Bitcoin on the as they provide me profit. And that's one situation. Right. The other situation I'll trade Bitcoin is if I'm taking a short. On the short, I only will take a Bitcoin because it moves at the least and I watch that chart the most, so I can always get out if I need to get out because it's always me. Because I also trade. If I trade, I trade multiple coins when we go long. So that's where kind of I find that the middle ground for me. And Bitcoin is a big impact on all coins right now. So that's the reason I tried. Excellent. Thank you for that. Very much appreciate it. Hey, Dominic, welcome. And don't hesitate to ask any question. If you go to my playlist, Slavic D playlist, the training playlist, you'll find my number, and you're always welcome to call, and we can chat if you have any specific questions. Let me get out of here. Yeah, so that's how you get your this type of a chart, and also how you set it up so it's a lot more comfortable on TradingView to use it. What else? Let's look back what is happening in the 15 minute. Looks like we're having a continuation, or at least it looks like. So I'm not sure there's a point wasting your guys' time watching the chart with me on this live when looks like we will be continuing down slowly. At least it looks like the 10% becoming more reality than the 90% that I mentioned earlier in the video. So and look at how this kind of following the line that I draw. Sometimes it surprises me how accidentally we can also be as accurate. When I drew that line, that was just for the explaining the point. It was never that line was never designed for the Bitcoin to follow it. So, um, guys, I bless every single one of you. I wish success, and I wish you guys develop the necessary wisdom and knowledge to be successful. And I'll be sharing with you guys more information when I see I need to get back or when I am available. Blessings to all.